You sound angry. Why are you emotional about this?
I'm pissed. I'm absolutely angry.
There are no stupid questions, just stupid reporters. Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. I hope you're having a great day. Well, this happened last week, and I know that a lot of people have already seen this press conference that Danielle Smith gave, and that was posted on CPAC. In this press conference, Danielle Smith just rips Justin Trudeau and Steven Guilbeault apart and exposes them for the frauds that they are. Let's go to this press conference and see exactly what she had to say, and then we'll talk about it.
Only about an hour ago, Ottawa released details of its oil and gas production cap. It is not an emissions cap, it is a production cap. This cap violates Canada's Constitution. Section 92A clearly gives provinces exclusive jurisdiction, may I say that again, exclusive jurisdiction over non-renewable natural resource development. And yet this cap will require a production cut of an estimated 1 million barrels per day by 2030 and 2.1 million barrels per day by 2035, according to S&P Global. We will continue to defend our province and our constitutional rights. We will also continue to defend the livelihoods of the estimated 150,000 workers nationwide who will lose their jobs as a result of this cap. We will continue to defend the families all across this country who will be left with $419 per month less to be able to pay for groceries and mortgage payments and utilities. We will continue to defend Albertans and Canadians who rely on revenues from oil and gas to pay for the public services that they desperately need, including healthcare, education, law, justice services, roads and bridges. To give you an idea, 1 million barrels a day of lost production at an average rate would cost us in royalties anywhere from $3 billion to $7 billion per year. It would wipe out our entire roads and bridges budget. We spend $3.2 billion supporting assured income for the severely handicapped. It would wipe out that entire program. We spend $2.5 billion on post-secondary for their operating budgets. Again, it would wipe out that entire program. The losses to GDP mean $28 billion will disappear from the Alberta economy, and nationally, $97 billion. Those losses put public services at risk, not only here, but also at the federal level and through the transfers to other provinces. Ultimately, this cap will lead Alberta and our country into economic and societal decline. And once again, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is putting reckless policy ahead of the needs and concerns of everyday Canadians. I made note that he would do this on his way out the door. It's like a bad renter who's burning the furniture on their way out. He needs to call an election now to seek a mandate to do this not only to our province but to the country. Once again, Ottawa is putting up roadblocks instead of providing solutions to global energy security. And make no mistake, Alberta and Canada have the ability to provide security to the world. Instead, Justin Trudeau continues to choose to outsource that duty to provide safe, affordable, reliable, and responsibly produced oil and gas to dictators and less clean producers around the world. And tweaks won't work. This cap must be scrapped. As the Business Council of Canada said earlier today, and I quote, imposing an oil and gas emissions cap will only make Canadians poorer. Strong climate action requires a strong economy. The cap will leave us neither. A de facto cap on oil and gas production would restrict cross-border energy trade and harm our shared economic and security interests. We will not stand idly by while Justin Trudeau sacrifices our prosperity, our Constitution, and our quality of life for his extreme agenda.
In Ottawa, Minister Guilbeault said, speaking about your government, they will continue doing stupid things and we will continue doing things to help Canadians. What is your response?
Absolutely not. He is not helping Canadians. He is harming Canadians. 150,000 job losses, the loss of production, which means the loss of revenue, not only for us, but for the rest of the country. An increase in cost on every family's budget to the tune of $419 per month, each and every month. This is not responsible policy. This is a vendetta. Like, he has a deranged vendetta against Alberta. It's very obvious. We've been watching it for some time. He's trying to find a way to get around what the Constitution says. He even acknowledged that they are not permitted to do a production cap because it is natural resources fall under provincial jurisdiction. Somehow he thinks he's going to sneak one in and we won't notice and the rest of the country won't notice. Well, we've noticed, and we think the courts will notice. He cannot do this.
So the orange jumpsuit wearing, CN Tower jumping environmental terrorist who has a vendetta against Alberta, and pretty much every Canadian says that Alberta does stupid things. Really?
If he was working towards the common good, he would be working with us on a strategy to reduce emissions over time by 2050 so that we can make sure that we're adopting the best available technology, giving the time for the industry to develop that, develop the market so that we can export our product to reduce emissions nationwide. Heck, if we were to reduce the reliance China has on coal-fired plants with our clean burning LNG, just 20% conversion of their coal plants would be net zero for Canada. It would remove the equivalent of the same amount of emissions of our entire country. Those are the kind of things that he should be focused on, and instead he's trying to shut down our industry, and we see it.
Minister of Environment for China. He's Minister of Environment for Canada.
Well, he's on a national panel in China that he went to a year ago. He seems to think it's okay for China to have a 2060 target and for him to engage in advising them, meanwhile asking us to achieve unachievable emissions targets. He should be putting Canada first. He should be putting Alberta as a province first, and he's not. We had hoped that they might see reason. We had hoped with their cratering poll results, with the fact that the NDP has stopped supporting them, we had hoped that they wouldn't try to create this much damage on the way out. But you'll recall, this is exactly what I predicted would happen, that knowing that they're headed to defeat, they are trying to cause as much damage as possible. And the rest of the country should not let that happen. They know that this is an affordability crisis that this government is creating, and they are just bent on causing as much damage as possible. That's why we've got to put up a shield, and we just won't let it happen. How are you supposed to participate in good faith with a partner who hammers you over the head when your back is turned? Every single time, Steven Guilbeault comes out and he comes up with a bludgeon. And so how are we supposed to have some meaningful conversations to work together on a shared purpose? I think he's destroyed the trust.
This is very typical of the difference between how liberals approach problems and how conservatives approach problems. Liberals attack a problem with emotion and not common sense, where conservatives attack a problem with facts and common sense. Danielle Smith is being very reasonable in her assessment of what's happening here, but Steven Guilbeault and Justin Trudeau are not. That's because they don't attack problems rationally. They attack problems emotionally, and they have no clue as to what they're doing. They want to destroy Canada. They want to make Canada part of some global government, and we just shouldn't let them. Those two are a danger to Canada's national security and its prosperity for the future. But that's just my opinion. I'd love to know what you think. Put your comments down below. And while you're at it, please like this video, share with your friends and on social media. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel and hit that bell notification so you never miss another video. And please join me on Thursday evenings for my live stream, where you can join in on the conversation. That's at 6 p.m. Pacific time. Finally, I do have a website where you can sign up to take the Canadian firearm safety courses. These are courses you need to own and purchase a firearm in Canada, and you can find a link to that website in the show notes of this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.